Tough season for the Cavs. A young team that was kind of ravaged by injuries. The one thing you couldn't have happen pretty much happened to the young Cavs this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at it, Dave, young teams have a hard time winning games to begin with, right? With youth comes inexperience, with youth comes mistakes, with youth comes growing pains. But a lot of these young teams also rely on their veterans to be the stabilizing forces, the support system around those young guys. And with Kevin Love missing as much time as he did, and Larry Nance Jr. being absent for three different stretches, and Matthew Dellavedova missing the first 47 games, it just became really, really difficult, I think, for the Cavs to consistently win games, trotting out the lineups that they were trotting out there. I don't think that means that the season was a failure. I think that just means that in terms of win-loss record, maybe they fell a little bit short of what people around the city wanted from them, or what people thought they could become after getting off to the hot start that they got off to.
Yeah, I mean, at one point in time, we were talking about how they were, close to 500. They were challenging for one of those play-in spots, and then, the injuries just kind of everything went sideways with it. When you take into account, I think I saw somewhere they had one of the most missed games in the NBA, and that doesn't account for the Andre Drummond where they sat him out because they were trying to trade him.
Right. It was actually the third most in the NBA. I don't remember the other two off the top of my head. I think Orlando was certainly up there. Denver was probably in that mix as well. And I think that's what it comes down to, Dave. It's year three of a rebuild. So injuries are always going to affect certain teams more than others. And a team like the Cavs, they're going to feel those injuries in a different kind of way. They're not going to be able to deal with those the same kind of way that a team like the Denver Nuggets could, right? Or the Los Angeles Lakers, or any of those kinds of teams that have upper echelon talent that can keep you afloat for longer stretches. Portland missed Yusuf Nurkic for about half the season and CJ McCollum for, I think it was 25 games. But they had somebody like Damian Lillard that could carry them through, just get them through those tough times. The Cavs didn't have those players to get them through the tough times, right? The guy that they were supposed to have was Kevin Love. He's supposed to be that guy for this young team. Instead, that responsibility shifted to Darius Garland and Colin Sexton and Isaac Okoro. And suddenly you're asking these young guys who are still coming into their own to do more than what you initially wanted from them at the beginning of the season, and to do more than what they can actually provide at this stage of their career. So to me, that's really the underlying theme of this entire season, is that we didn't get we didn't get the opportunity to see the Cavs in their own vision. And I don't think they got an opportunity to see what they can truly become moving forward, because how else do you find those answers out without actually, seeing it play out on the court? And it didn't get an opportunity to.